Hello Flowvolutioners, I hope you're well. This is a small introduction to a poem that I wrote about 4 months ago, back in January. And I've been dying to share this with you, absolutely dying. It's raw, deep, and not very, I don't know, it's just deep. And I think the main thing I want to say to you in this little intro video is that what I hope you will gain from it is some kind of comfort that you're not alone, and there are people out there that are suffering from the same things, that are suffering from such things as sadness and depression and despair, and that all these things affect us in different ways. And we have to go through them because that's essentially what makes us human. But through that disparity and experiencing that sadness, we are truly able to enjoy and live in happiness. It may not seem like it's that way at the moment, or when you're thinking about the times when this poem is reminding you of, which certainly come to my mind. But you know, it shall pass. This too shall pass. And it was a culmination. The poem was a result of sessions in cognitive behavioural therapy, which I did with a psychologist. And I found that my NLP married completely with that perfectly and enabled me to work really efficiently and within a very short space of time. So this is the poem. I really hope you like it. It's, as I said, it's like the rawest part of me. In a speech by Neil Gaiman, he says that the thing that makes you the most vulnerable, or is like your most vulnerable, probably is the thing that you should put out there. So this is what I'm doing with this, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, enjoy. Here is a poem that I wrote about 3 weeks ago, called Enough. Riding the waves of my emotions, my head and heart merge into one big ocean. And all I have is this little raft. It was the only thing I knew how to craft. On it is a glowing golden heart. Shines so bright you can see it in this dark. Sometimes glowing bright like a star. Other times its light doesn't reach so far. Sometimes the raft is bobbing on the sea, which appears to stretch out for all eternity. Nothing or no one to be seen for miles. Getting to know my raft better all the while. Then at times there are mighty storms, which cause the raft to break and the sail to get torn. It would be so much easier to sink to the depths below, to join the other shipwrecks with stories untold. But whatever is controlling the raft says no. To the bottom of the sea you will not go. Lungs gasping for air, the salt water stings my eyes. Everything freezes in fear as a massive wave begins to rise. It's now or never I must take this dive, or I'll never know if I will ever survive. So I dive to the deepest part that I can, and above me something rises like the tsunami of Japan. I feel its force push me back and downwards. Something somewhere reminds me that this is the only way forwards. Suddenly, everything seems to calm the fuck down and the ocean starts to make less and less of a sound. I feel myself rising to the surface. The need for air reminds me of my purpose. As I emerge, the sea is still very choppy. All the energy is drained from my body. But somewhere, somehow I see a glowing beacon of light. The raft, my heart, radiating in all its might. I struggle to swim. My body is so tired. Then out of nowhere, a voice reminds me, isn't to live what you desired? Like the wave, the determination rises again. A mixture of anger, frustration, hurt and pain. I keep telling myself I'm never going to go through this again. Then a flashback reminds me that each journey is not the same. That with each trial and tribulation there's always something to master. And that with every time this happens you are destined to heal faster. The raft, my heart, is now so near. And just as I touch it, the clouds start to disappear. The sun comes out in all his might and congratulates me with his rays for not giving up the fight. As I feel his warmth, I begin to see the shores of places I have known and been to before. A place of rest, recuperation and peace, where I can review this odyssey, learn and release. Until the sea calls upon me again, and my head and heart beckon me and say, go on then. Each new adventure has a story to tell, and with it, the experiences and skills they swell. So, what is it that I have really got to lose? Perhaps the myth that I am not enough is my excuse.